So now that we are done with our facial rig, so we want to add some spice up to our control. So and the spice up is creating rivets on the control. We might not create the rivet on all the control because it might actually take some time. I'll do few example, like take for instance this one. If I move this can actually influence the whole of this control. So I'll create rivet for this control so that when I move the jaw, that very one will move alongside. So and as well, maybe some of the eyebrow control as well. I'm going to create rivet control for those ones. So what do I mean by rivet? Rivet is a when you move a different controller and it's having influence on other control based on the deformation. So the only way we can achieve that thing is having a polypool created. So first I'm going to unparent all the facial control from the rig so that I will not be going through the hierarchy to select the control that I need to come over here. I just press F on the outliner and then I have all this bunch of controls. So this is the only thing that I need for the facial. I'll just select this control group and unparent it for the meantime. Okay. So and again I can also come over here to the rig under my motion system. I want to hide the control H. Okay, so I'll be left with only this. I want the control to follow the deformation on our final rig, which is the body rig. I'm going to pick this one, and then I want to use this one as an example. So I'll select this particular control, come over to the group by pressing F. Then I'll have the control over here. So I'm going to create two group on top of this curve. So press Ctrl G, call this one let's say revert or compensate. Let's say reverse, reverse, and then Ctrl G again and call this one follow skin. Though I supposed to add the name of the control before this thing. I'll just pick this control, this one, Ctrl C, and paste it before the follow skin. Ctrl V, add also this one, this reverse, Ctrl V, space, enter. So I'll select the control, this control, come over to our node editor. So click from modeling to rigging, window, general editor, node editor. This node editor here. I'm used to having them on the shelf, so sometimes I usually take my time to okay, this is it, node editor. Okay, I need this one. I don't need this shape, so remove the shape. So the next thing that I need to add here is this reverse group is above the control. So I'll select the reverse group and then also add that one as well. So in between this one and this, I will add multiply, divide, and negate whatever value that is coming from the control. So multiply, divide. Okay. Then I can just press 3. So I need translate. So whatever thing that is coming from this translate, I'll just add into the input 1, and then the output of it to enter translate of the group, which is the reverse, and I'll pick this one and then negate all the value here by putting -1. Okay, so now if I come over here now, if I move this, you have the skin mesh moving but the control not moving. So what we actually move the control now is now the rivet, which is the follicle. The reason I added this is because if I did not add this reverse group, and then I just use constraint, I use a follicle to constrain the group, I will have multiple transformation. I will do one now. Okay, so around this side I need one follicle here, so I'll just select the face, um, face, and then I'll come over to my apex under the end hair, and I'll say create a head. So you can see we have two follicle here, two follicles. So I only need one. So I'll just delete the hair, delete the prefix hair, and then delete. So we'll be left with two follicles here because I selected two faces. So I'll just come over here, delete one of the follicle, and then this I can just move. I can move the position by moving the U and V. So probably I'm moving too fast. The 0, okay, 1.5 is okay for the middle. And then what I will now do is this particular rivet now, if I move this one now, the rivet will follow, the follicle will follow the skin. So I will now use this follicle to constrain the group of the follow skin group that we have here, this follow skin. So I'll just select this one and come over to rigging again, constraint, and then say point constraint, check this one, make sure maintain offset is on, and then apply. Okay, so if I now move this now, it will now move and compensate it. And then if I also move the jaw now, open the jaw and move, sorry, you can see it's now following, this particular one is now following the skin, it's following the skin. But if you observe here, some of the other lips control are sinking into the skin. That's because we have not created another group for each of these. So let me see which one would be nice for me to use. Okay, possibly let me try this one too. So I'll select this one, right click face. Let me just use one face here and come over to the hair again, rigging, FX, end hair, create hair, and then I'll delete the prefix, delete hair prefix, and this nucleus. So we only need rivets, the follicles. So on top of this one, I'll create two group again. So copy this name and then group this one to itself, Control G, call this one Control V underscore reverse, Control G again and call this one Control V underscore follow. Okay, so select the reverse group, this one and the reverse group, and then come over to the node editor again, add both of them here, multiply, divide, multiply, divide, and hit enter. Then negate the value of the reverse, press 3, translate to this, the output of this to translate, and then I'll negate this value by -1. Okay, then I'll now pick my follicle here and constrain the follow group, constrain, not over here, I'll just switch to rigging and add that to the shelf, constraint, point constraint, add it to the shelf, apply. So this one too, we also follow. Anything that we do here, we also follow that one. You can see this one too is also following. Oops, I mistakenly press Ctrl X. If I move now, you can see this one to also follow. Let me see which other one that will be necessary for me to add. Probably the brow. Let me do one around the brow area. So select this face and then probably the face around here. This and this and this. So come over to the end here again. FX and here create hair. Okay. So I'll delete the prefix, the hair, and the prefix hair and leave follicle. Delete. So I'm left with 4 follicles over here. You can see I have 4 follicles. So select this control. Come over to the group of the brow. Copy this name. Ctrl C and Ctrl G this one. Ctrl V the name and put underscore reverse. Reverse. And then Ctrl G this one again. Ctrl G, Ctrl V and put underscore follow, pin follow or follow pin. Okay. And then I think I'm done with these two groups. So select this one and then select the follow skin and then add point constraint. Now look at what will happen here. Now since I've not add the compensation, if I move this now, the control is moving faster than the actual value. So it is that reverse value that is helping us to balance the transformation between this control and the constraint. So if I now come back here, the control and select the reverse group, node editor again, and then add both inside here. Okay, so can just press 3 on the 3 to translate to input 1 and then output to enter translate. And then I'll change the value here to -1. So if I move the controller now, there won't be multiple transformation on the control to any of this. If I move this one, it will be moving based on uh, uh, the position of the follicles. So let's say I want to add to this one. Now this particular one is moving fine, so I can just add it to this one as well. So select this control, press frame, copy the name, Ctrl G, Ctrl V, and then put underscore reverse, Ctrl G again, Ctrl V, and put underscore follow skin. Okay, and then select the control and the reverse group, and then come over to the node editor. And then add the two here. Okay, so duplicate this multiply divide node. You have here Ctrl D and then input translate to this and then also output to this. So we don't need to negate anything from here because we just copy this one from here to here. So all the same value will be negative value. So and then I'll pick the follicles and then pick follow skin and then add parent constraint. Okay. So and then if I pick this one now, you can see those ones are staying very much in place. So what I'll do now is I'm going to roll through, I'm going to do every other control behind the camera, and then you will see the whole result, because doing each of the control in the recording will take much longer time. So I'll just um, pause the class and then finish the whole of the control, then you see the result. Okay, so I just finish connecting the whole of the control to the rivet. Now, if you observe here, now you see that almost all the controls except the eyelid control, almost everything have rivets around them. You can see they have rivet, 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 rivet on each of the control. So if I move this one now, you see the way all these control will just follow suit. And say I'm moving, then if I move it up, it's moving nicely. And then if I see open the jaw, they are maintaining their perfect position, and that is the actual goal of adding the rivet. So it's clean up the position of our rig so that the animator will not be confused of which of the control to move when you actually move one. You can see when I move this one, I is telling the exact spot that this each of these control are belong to. So what I just need to do here is I'll just hide the rivet, which is the follicles, all the follicles. I'll just hide the follicles, control H, and then I will return all the control back to the head joint. So select the control and then bring back my joint, the joint, do not showing joint, and turn on this. Okay. So let me select the head joint and press F here to frame to the uh, particular selection, and then I'll move this control back to the parent to head group. Select this control and select parent to head group and parent. Okay, so and close this hierarchy and then move this one, the rivet, to don't move group, parent, and then we are done with the whole of our rig. So if you have any other question you want to ask me regarding the whole of the process, I'm open for your questions. You can see we can move